I've known Jay since I was like 9. I was 9, I think.
I was playing around with a 9-volt battery making sparks, and he came over, and I was like, "Hey, check this out."
And I'm like, okay. And then I was quickly electrocuted. Um, so that's lifelong friends. So, lifelong friends.
He's prone to being electrocuted, so well, he's prone to accidents. So he was having trouble at the beginning just going under the water, putting the rig in his mouth and dipping beneath the surface because he wasn't sure about breathing underwater. And I definitely remember him being nervous about that. He's always been terrified of water. He doesn't do well with deep oceans and that kind of stuff. Though he overcame a lot of that when it came to scuba. He got over a lot of that. But he was having so much problem that apparently I took the regulator, stuffed it in his mouth, and shoved his head beneath the surface. And he likes to say that that was the triumphant moment where he overcame his fear. And if that makes him happy, then he's more than welcome to tell that story all he wants. Hunter, when he signed up for the class, knew he was going to have trouble. He's been claustrophobic for as long as I can remember, and he's had a fear of water for as long as I can remember. So when you put him 40 feet under the surface, breathing off a machine in Tahoe, you're bound to get a little nervous. Even I get a little nervous, but it's all part of overcoming it. We dropped down to about 15 feet and sat on the bottom to try and just get ready to go down and swim down the slope. And Hunter was having issues. He wasn't as confident as he thought he was, and so finally we got him to, okay, to go down, let's go. And so we start swimming down. About 50 feet, he stops. We turn around, ask, like, you okay? No, go up. And so we just headed up, get to the surface, and hey, what's wrong? I can't do it. I'm not comfortable. It's I just don't feel right. He's having trouble. He's just, so we're like, okay. We head back out again. He just can't get under the water. He goes 3 feet under, pop back up, can't do it. Me and Cody go down a second time, have a good dive, come back up, meet up with Hunter. He just wasn't doing well with the diving. He didn't go down past 40 feet that day, and he didn't go down for any measurable amount of time. And so I told him, hey, look, you got this. I've seen you dive in Tahoe. I've seen you go to 80 feet. Yeah, no problem before. So we just need to get you in the water and kind of get you more comfortable. How about this? Next weekend, we'll go to Sand Harbor. We'll do some nice, easy, shallow dives. And that's when that started.
Lake Tahoe's like a desert. Sand everywhere. Rocks, little rock caves. Things you can crawl around. What's really cool is the water is so cold that it preserves things. So there's a 100-year-old barge. It's so old that the nails on it that are used to hold it together, number one, they're intact. Number two, they're square from being made with a hammer.
It's an amazing place to dive if you just want to practice your skills or just get under the water.
Got up at 8, got there at, I got up at 7. We left around 7. We had already prepared our gear the night before.
The sky was bright blue. It was nice and sunny. The ride up was pleasant, no traffic, nice and fast. Music was good. That was the weird one, music was good.
Plan was 2 dives.
We sat out on the deck of the place there, just enjoying ourselves, talking, laughing.
We went up there, got up there by around 8:45, geared up by 9 and in the water. 9 to 10 a.m. was dive 1. We had which was about an hour long.
Having a great time. and the dives were as I expected them. The first one took a little effort because he was nervous.
We had like a 20-30 minute break for food, which we will refer to as my last meal. It was a hamburger. I will always remember that hamburger.
We both had brought a delicious lunch.
It's the worst hamburger I've ever had. It just was not a good hamburger.
Went out with another group of guys who were diving on the second dive, went around, played 17 feet of water max, and just had a good time. He was feeling a lot more comfortable by the end of the second dive. He was feeling a lot more competent in his skills, and I was looking forward to going on some more dives, going down a little deeper and going down and playing. And headed back to Reno. He was feeling fine, I was feeling fine. I went to the dive shop and hung out the rest of the day just talking with the guys. Until he called me the following morning, I would have never guessed anything was off about those dives.
Because it wasn't until 12 hours later at around 11:30 p.m. that night, because that was on Saturday. So 11:30 p.m. Saturday, I started feeling the pain in my right elbow. And then this whole arm started to go numb. And that's when I called 911.
Next thing I know, I'm getting a call at 6 o'clock in the morning, him saying I'm in the hospital. What are you in the hospital for? I had decompression sickness.
I was very calm because I was like, if I do this right, I'll be fine. I said, park the ambulance out the back of my apartment. Don't come to the door. I'm gonna stay on the line with me and let them know when they're here. I'm gonna walk out. I knew that I was gonna be gone for a while. REMSA came, and when I walked out, I started to have trouble speaking. Then my left arm went numb. Then I had trouble walking, and then I collapsed and I went into shock.
How? That was the word everyone was asking. How? How could you get bent in 17 feet of water? 15 feet of water, or rather the range between 20 and 13, is the depth you do a safety stop at. It's the depth you stop after going to 90 feet to let off gas. It's not the depth you get bent at.
Then I was actually at the hospital at around 12:15 a.m. Sunday morning when I was admitted. They had no idea. They at first did not believe me, did not think it was a diving thing. And then a respiratory therapist who's a dive master actually on the side started calling the shots and got another doctor that wasn't, like the ER doctor was like, oh, you're fine. You know, let's give you some opiates. Jace was the first one there.
It was tough. He was in good spirits, at least. I got there probably around 7 o'clock in the morning, before anyone else had, but at that point he'd kind of recovered. The best word for it would be recovered, because at that point he was his mental facility was back. His weakness was still there, but only when he was out of the chamber. He was, for all intents and purposes, just Hunter. He was watching a movie and laughing. And so I was talking to him on the phone, just phone through the chamber, just going, hey buddy, how you doing? We're joking it up. When he got out of the chamber, he's wearing the sheet that they had on him, like a toga.
The survival rate, I guess, for DCS, as bad as I have it, is really low. And then on top of that, the long-term survival rate. So it's like the first 4 days is like 90% or something pass on, and you don't bounce back. I bounce back.
Hunter's case is severe. The effects that are on him I would have never predicted it. He went back to the chamber for a few more treatments, and he seemed in good spirits. I was confident. We were planning on diving later in the summer when he'd fully recovered. Then it got worse and worse and worse. Every time he'd visit the doctor, oh, it did a number on my heart. I had a stroke, or they think I might have a hole in my heart that caused the decompression sickness, or later it was the osteonecrosis, where the embolisms had caused his bone, the internals of his bones to start to die off, and now it's the arthritis that's caused by that.
My head hurts. I can't remember what I ate 20 minutes ago. I can't remember if I'm wearing shorts sometimes. I look down. I can't remember anything. And it's terrible. It's the worst thing ever to forget kind of who you are.
He'll just be a little more forgetful sometimes about, you tell him something and he won't remember it later, or all that kind of stuff. And he's always been like that. When you tell him something important, or when you tell him something that matters to him, there's no way he's going to forget it. He's right on it, because I think that's just how his mind works. He's still the same old Hunter, he's just a little slower.
And then since then I've had my ups and downs. So the mortality rate is very high in the first week, and then the long term, it's 1 to 5 years typically.
When it comes to the 1 to 5 and the 2 to 7s and the you won't live past 30s, I've never seen him flinch at any of them. He's like, yeah, it looks like I have 1 to 5 years left. No way he truly believes it. He always talks, plans, acts as if he's going to live to be 90. And I think he is.
The natural inclination is, I'm going to get in bed and I'm going to waste away. And then you die. Because you let your body go, you give up, you don't care. I try to go to the gym still, even though I'm not supposed to. I try to walk every day. I date. I'm trying to date, but I'm not giving up.
He doesn't let it get him down. It gets him down, but he doesn't let it. He's always doing something, and he's always positive.
I guess about the true friend thing too is KA, my fraternity, threw a fundraiser for me. And it helped. It helped because my parents were helping me cover my medical bills. I can't afford them. And then, it's expensive. Dying is expensive. It's very expensive.
I help Hunter in a few ways. One, anytime he needs me, I'm there for him.
Shows up at the hospital, buys me my mango smoothies, tells me what diving gear he just bought.
I want to be there with Hunter every step he needs me.
I think everyone wants to be a pilot, an astronaut. I wanted to be a diver. So I like telling stories, and that's why movies and film really appeal to me.
I feel bad because I can't do half of what Hunter would have done with underwater videography, but it's just sad that he won't be able to do that. But I do see him going on to much bigger and much better things, because he's got talent. He's got a lot more talent than I've seen in a lot of people in a lot of fields.
Where do you see him going?
Anywhere he wants to. It won't involve math, I can tell you that.